Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to the Blurring the Lines podcast. This is episode number 253, and I'm your host, Adam Bell, and joining me, as always, is my brilliant co-host, Peter Nikolaidis. How you doing, Peter?
I guess I'm doing really well. Sounds like I've got a promotion.
You are now brilliant.
I'm brilliant co-host. Wow, that's awesome.
Well, just don't ask somebody from England, because everybody's brilliant. Brilliant, Peter.
If you say so. Brilliant. All right. I'm doing all right. How are you? It's not bad for a Friday.
It's not bad for a Friday. The weather here is nice too. We're under 90 degrees. I think we're like 85 is our weather. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it says 87 right now. Mm-hmm. It was 81 when I checked earlier. So that's fantastic for here in August. Well, it's not August yet. July 31st, but August. Anything less than 100 is really nice in Tennessee.
Okay. Well, it's hot and humid here. We had 100 here a couple of weeks back, and I don't miss that. So
no,
that's gone. Yeah, no. Glad that's gone. Oh man. So what is new? I should have a couple of updates. I still have not officially launched scratchitchsoftware.com, but I've got so many little software projects ready to go. I really want to dedicate some time this weekend to just publish these things and get them out the door. It's like the software is ready. It's like, and there's always going to be room for features and maybe bug fixes, etc. down the road. But at this moment, like, I'm ready to it. I just need to figure out how one actually, lists programs in the App Store and the various distribution channels that I'm going to be using. So, but since our last episode, I have introduced two more to the portfolio, to the suite.
There you go.
Yeah, one is Moon Phase. It's a little menu bar app that just graphically shows the phase of the moon.
Okay.
Right now, it's just a big black dot because the moon is, basically, it's been full. It's a waning gibbous, but it's, at 95% right now. And the reason I did that was because yesterday, one of the dogs was just going insane, just completely nuts, running crazy. And I was like, is it a full moon or something like that? Sure enough, it was 99%. It had been a full moon the night before.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like, hey, Claude, let's whip up a quick app. So we put that together. And the other new one is the SPX tracker for interactive brokers. So if you trade stock options on interactive brokers and you are specifically interested in tracking the S&P 500 index, this is a simple app, sits in your menu bar of your Mac, and it shows you what the SPX is currently trading at. And it also will show you your portfolio, your active trades in interactive brokers if you have an account with them.
That's pretty slick. So when we talked earlier, you said you only had it working for Mac, but do you have it working for Windows now too?
As I was saying just before we started recording, I just got to my Windows machine for the first time in a week and just barely touched the mouse. And I have not yet tried to even build it for Windows yet. But okay, I figured I'll make one of those too. And even Linux, why not?
No, I think that's cool because you can, you just have a quick bar. You see what you've got and see what you've got open. You'll have to do one for Schwab and Tasty Trade and all those
and that's different. So with Schwab, now here's the one thing is nice is with interactive brokers, I can do a read-only connection because we're not doing trades. This is not a trading, platform, right? With Schwab, however, it's more complicated. Getting access to their API takes more, there's a vetting process to get a developer account. And it also is read and write access and stuff. And I was just like, you know what? Getting started with Schwab, I understand it's for my protection, but it's a hassle. And I just I don't think I'm going to bother with that. Not right now, Yeah. At some point, if I decide to switch over to Thinkorswim, I might. But right now, it's not worth it. So anyway, it's an itch I had to scratch.
based on what you've seen, of course, I'm not a software developer. That's never been my it's just not my strength. There's things that I see abstract come to life, and software development's not one of them. I just say, well, I want this to happen, and then a software guy or gal's like, oh, I can do that. Really? That's cool. Make it happen. So I think does interactive brokers. So let's say that you're like, well, I don't really like all this portal stuff that interactive brokers has with their portal. I want to make my own portal, and all it does is this, and my window is shaped just like this and does that. Is it open enough to where if you have an account that you could do that?
I think you could. And my intent is at some point to automate the trading process, or at least semi-automate it, to have it automatically scan the option chain for the criteria that we trade on, find one, and then enter the order, and just draft the order, at which point you submit. I have had Claude working in a Claude window. It has successfully put orders in for me to then just approve. So it can draft a trade. It can't execute a trade, but it can draft them. And I've had, it was like, okay, that's pretty cool. That was especially back when I was having trouble reversing kind of, things, because I had flip-flopped two numbers. And oddly enough, if you sell a negative amount, that's the same as buying it, and and vice versa.
Today I'm here to sell a put. Oh, wait. I just bought a put.
I just bought a sell. I sold a wait. This is confusing. Yeah, exactly. So I try to avoid that. But it can put together orders for you and draft them, and then you just go into your trader workstation or your iOS app and say, yes, go ahead. So theoretically I could just tune down all the noise and just say, I want to find a trade at this strike price, or with this delta. Okay, put that, ask for this, bid for that, put that together, and then once I look at it, I'm like, yep, that's what I want. Go. So that'll be nice. Take a lot of the guesswork out of it. I want to understand it first, but then I really do want to automate it, because as you know, the way we do it now, it's a very manual process, and manual processes are prone to failure because humans make mistakes. We get distracted, we click the wrong buttons, or maybe we, sometimes don't understand everything we're doing.
Yeah, that's a different problem altogether.
Indeed.
No, well, good. So I've got to try that. Because I've been at home and I've been working on my Windows workstation, so I haven't been on my Mac. But I'm going to pull it up and run it on my Mac and give that a go. So cool.
Let me know how it goes.
So, talking about AI, we had a discussion in our mastermind group, and we were talking about AI and the cost of AI, what you and I talked about on the podcast last week, but we weren't talking about it from the podcast or anything, but it just so happened. So one of the guys said, well, can't you just run your own AI locally on your own computer? And I said, well, technically you can, but I don't think that you're going to want to, because of the resources it takes on your computer, the speed at which it will respond, based on your resources, and the constant updates of keeping this software application up to date. And can't you just set it to auto update? I'm like, well, you can set it to auto update, but it's never that simple. Just like a Windows update is never that simple, or a Mac, you're rebooting. But with that said, you have because when I think you started with Claude, I think you were doing it locally a long time ago.
Llama. I was running Llama locally on my machine.
Okay,
so Llama and Llama were the only ones I ran locally. Yeah.
And you no longer do that, of course. With paying $20 a month, why would you run your own workstation version that has all the hassle when you could pay $20 and have somebody else do it all for you completely in the cloud? But if somebody said you have to run your own local AI, what would you do?
Probably. I don't know a ton of. I know like there are some of the Chinese models which I avoid. And then there's Llama from Meta, which again, I don't really care for Meta all that much either, so I want to avoid. But I did run it. It wasn't really that big a deal. And if you get the Llama installer for Mac, it pretty much takes a lot of the pain and stuff away, from running it, the pain of running a local model away. Speed wise and stuff, it wasn't that different. I did it when I bought my Mac, because the reason I bought this MacBook M4 Pro was because I wanted to be able to run my local models. And then over time, I just did it less and less. I hear an echo. Are you hearing an echo? I'm hearing an echo.
No, I don't hear an echo.
That was interesting. I was definitely hearing an echo, and then it went away. So it was weird too. It wasn't like a normal echo. It was like a clunk, 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 clunk. So
okay.
That was bizarre. But anyway, over time, I've gotten away from it. Using an own model, like for security, to make sure that stuff doesn't leave your environment, that's a great reason to run it. Not having an active internet connection is a great reason to run it. Not wanting to give your data to somebody else is a great reason to run it. Although I know when DeepSeek came out, I did see somebody was posting stuff that even just like running the model was sending traffic back to China. And so I was just like, maybe we'll just wait on that for a little while.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I landed on that.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of it, but the same as like, I like the idea of my file server being at my house rather than in Google, until I need my files when I'm not here, and until my hard drive fails and I've got to try to restore them.
There's pros and cons, and essentially I am cloud by default. You could say I'm cloud native these days.
Yeah. I'm cloud native because I have two things. I have QuickBooks. I have my Intuit install, which I don't have to do it the way that I'm doing it. I'm just cheap. I don't want to pay for the cloud version of Intuit. I have my annual subscription of $70, which I like. And that's about it.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. So anyway, pros and cons, I haven't used a local model now for quite some time. I've just been pretty much Claude, the occasional Gemini chat every now and then, and rarely. Actually, I'm using OpenAI for their voices. So that's another app that I've created. Read to Me, a PDF text-to-speech reader, because I was sick of all of the options on the App Store because they wanted high monthly costs or had huge privacy concerns or were just plain garbage.
Yeah.
So that's another one. I don't remember if I've mentioned that one on the podcast, but I have an iOS text-to-speech app, which I will be publishing in the App Store soon too, as well. And it's a little different though. For that one, you need to bring your own API key. So there's a barrier to entry. You can't just download it and start reading. Well, you can. It'll use the default iOS app voices, which are kind of garbage.
Okay.
But if you bring an API key from 11 Labs or from OpenAI, it can use their voices. And I forget what it's something like OpenAI is like, I think it's something like $10 or $15 per million, character reads or something. So that's, very, very affordable compared to there was one that I downloaded just to try. And they're like, okay, it's free for 3 days, and then it's $9.99 a week.
Nice. $9.99 a week.
$520 a year for this? I don't think so. And especially since it was so bad, the demo document was couldn't pronounce the word read correctly. It's have you ever wanted to have an app that can read to you?
I would like one that could read to me.
I did not want that one to read to me. I wanted one that could read to me. So that's why I trashed that one there. So anyway. So no, do not read to me.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Yep. Bingo.
But what about from the standpoint of a local AI that no longer had restrictions on it from the morality things?
Such as, give me an
Oh,
example.
like with Chat GPT, you can't get on there and say, what are the best methods to rob a bank? Because they're like, no, this is not what, or what's the best way to make weapons of mass destruction?
The guardrails.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're finding a complete open model and you start digging into it on your own, you might be able to start restricting or lifting those. But even Llama and stuff has governance built into it as well. So you still have, just because you're running it locally doesn't make it like a free for all, unless you heavily start modifying it yourself and run your own, or start modifying what you get, or build your own from scratch.
Yeah. I don't have any reason for any without guardrails, but there are people out there that want to do those things.
There you go.
So, well, cool. And then let's see here. So you had mentioned about the Atomic Ninjas.
Yeah, so a couple years back, we interviewed 2 of the Atomic Ninjas, and then I think I mentioned it back in May. They folded up shop, and they put all their stuff on for sale. And I went through and bought a ton of different stuff that I had not had, previously. Most notably, their entire Dead End series, which is essentially The Walking Dead in game mode, right? And then I didn't get the email, but one of my friends apparently got an email from Jared, Savage Daddy Gunning, whom we interviewed. And apparently he is bringing Dead End back to life, or undead unlife, or some such. So looks like Dead End will be back. And I know they had put together, he put in a ton of work in this, because there's the core rule book, there's a primer, and there's a jumpstart edition. And there's also 4 seasons with 8 to 12 or so episodes per season. So he put out a ton of content. And I'm hopeful, since I already bought all 4 seasons and all the other things, I'm hopeful that he's going to just stay like season 5 and then carry on from there. So we shall see. Hey, Bonbon, where'd your brother go? You should go check on him, because the last time one of you left the room by himself, he went and threw up all over the floor. You should go make sure he's okay. Go check on your brother. Go check on us.
Yeah, that was a funny thing. Peter texted me right before we started the episode and said, "Running late, dog vomit." I was like, okay. Dog slobber. I thought we were coming up with new nicknames for each other.
Oh, that's cruel. Your name is Dog Vomit. Great. Oh, man. Yeah. No, I'm hoping he doesn't vomit again. So.
Yeah, my dog. Well, she's like a horse. A horse will come in and drink itself to a founder if you don't get it out of the water. And she kind of does the same thing. She'll drink and drink and drink. And if you just let her keep doing, she'll drink until she's full, and then she'll turn around and go, bah.
No governor. Why are you barking at me? Why are you barking? Go check on him. Hang on a second. Go check on your brother. Go make sure he's okay. Come on. Go see him. Go check on him. Go on. Love how he takes the stairs. The younger one takes the stairs, like 4 paws at a time.
Yeah, so, like a rabbit.
So, up, down. Yeah, so like the front paws and the back paws hit at the same time as he's going down. So they're 1 stair apart, but he's like bounces down the stairs. It's pretty funny.
So what about the marathon training?
I have done 26.5 miles this week. And I've got 1 more run scheduled for tomorrow morning. and that'll probably be around 4 or 5 miles. So I'll clock in over 30 miles this week.
Nice.
And then next week will probably be a little less. Yeah, this Sunday was I did 13.1. Could have done a little long. My plan called to run for 2.5 hours. I stopped at about 2 hours and 20 minutes because that was the half marathon mark, and I was like, that's close enough for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's funny when you start your week off with a half marathon, it's easy to have a full week of running, or impressive mileage, I should say.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week I start to taper down a little bit, and then in the second weekend of August, I think it's the 12th, I signed up for a race up in New Hampshire, and it's an evening race with a bonfire afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's going to be different, then. So I don't have to get up at the crack of dawn. I can probably safely get up at the crack of noon and head up there. And then, it's basically just a 5K, but I'm using it as another time trial. So I'll use that as my speed work, and
Nice.
We'll see how that goes. Yep.
Well, I don't know what I did. So I've been going back pretty steadily to CrossFit, and I've actually been doing a good job. I think I've lost 5 pounds, and my cardio has come back up because I took off essentially 2 months with lavender harvesting and then just everything else going on in life of keeping me away and busy. And so I'd been back, and I worked out Monday and Tuesday of this week. And after my Tuesday workout, my knee was killing me, still is. But I didn't do anything to, like, I didn't injure it. I mean, I injured it over a year and a half ago, and I knew when I injured it because I slipped, my knee slipped and it jerked, and I knew at that point I hurt it. It was a meniscus. I don't know if it was a tear or what, but it hurt, and it hurt me for a long time, and my knee has still felt kind of just a little tender, but not hurt. And then now it's hurt again, and I'm like, are you kidding? I just got back into the gym, I just got back on a regular schedule, and I went yesterday, even though I was limping, because, well, one of the things was a 1 mile run. I'm like, I'm not doing a 1 mile run. That's not even on the table. But I did a 2 mile bike ride. So it's that weird knee injury where certain ways I can move my knee and it doesn't hurt. But any side to side, because it's on the side, that's where that meniscus, that's where I feel it. So I could ride a bike, no problem. Walking is hard. So I couldn't go today either. So hopefully this weekend it'll be. But I did yoga. I can still do yoga. It doesn't hurt to stretch certain ways.
Certain ways. Yep.
So.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a lot of good advice for that. Apparently, knock on wood, I'm one of the few who has had good luck with a partial meniscectomy for a meniscus repair. But apparently I'm in the minority, because most people now are reporting that it just doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's wonderful. It's great that I was a guinea pig or whatnot, or just, like, yeah, we can do this. I'm like, okay, does it actually work? We don't know.
Yeah. Well, one of the guys at the gym had it, and I just didn't tell you that he had it and it was unsuccessful, because I'm like, well, I'm not going to speak that. So, or at least let it not be in his head that it might happen. But he had it done, and he felt better for a couple months, and then came back, and it was hurting as bad as it ever was before. And he told the doctor, and the doctor said, well, yeah, you just got arthritis, and he's like, well, I thought this was going to nah.
Right.
It's going to make it better, but it could not. Like,
well, as it happens, my best friend is a former OR nurse, and he said, yeah, he kind of had theories going in, but he didn't want to say anything either. I'm like, what, people, say something beforehand, man, but like I said, in my case, it seems to have worked out well, so I'm okay.
Well, if you tell me you're thinking about having a lobotomy, I'll tell you, no, don't do it, Peter.
Thank you. Well, we'll see. But if I keep on flip-flopping those trades and getting them back and forth, maybe that's what's called for.
We need to flip his brain around. It's running backwards.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe we don't do that.
So, well, cool. Well, let's see here. Well, I said we didn't have, today's really a short episode.
That's okay. We covered off the things that we needed to cover, and things are going good. So I'll put it out there. Almost ready, dear listener. Scratch Itch software. It will be coming to you real soon now. My goal is I have two big things I need to do this weekend. One is to start publishing those programs so that they are actually available, downloadable, purchasable, which, accordingly. And I also have a bunch of paperwork due to real estate and estate settlement and stuff that I have to work on. So those are two big things that I really need to get done this weekend. But I keep somehow finding a way to put them off every week.
I do have, I don't know, I guess it's really an anti-nifty. I don't know how much certificate work I know that you have done a lot of SSL certificate work in your career. Have you done a lot of SSL certificate work with GoDaddy?
Not for a long time.
It used to be pretty easy. I mean, the whole process was, make your request, copy and paste the text in there. Once you copy and paste the text back, as long as you don't cancel it, it'll kick back your certificate and then you're good. And it used to be pretty simple at GoDaddy. Then they made it harder.
Then they made it not so simple.
Not so simple. And then they're like, well, yeah, you want to pay, you should pay us just to do that service. And I was like, I don't want to pay you to do the service. I just want you to make your process work. I mean, I'm not asking you to do any of it. But then they're like, I call in, and if it doesn't work, they're like, well, you got to pay for our services. I'm like, oh, no. I bought this certificate from you. There has to be a way for this to actually work, and I get a valid certificate. What you've given me is a non-working certificate, which is not a paid for. I don't have to pay to get a valid certificate. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to pay extra to get you to fix
get a non-working certificate.
And so this time around, and every year I think I'm not going to do this again. And this year I got it, and my certificate did not work. It downloaded, it didn't work. I started the text with them. Oh yeah, we'll do that for you. It's the same cost of buying the certificate, but you have to do it for 5 years, and you have to pay for all 5 years right now. And I was at a state of mind like, look, I don't have time for this. Fine. I'm like, just fine. I'm just going to pay you for it, and we'll go. And he put me on hold, and then I was mad at myself for, just kind of giving up like that. So I hung up on him, and then I did a quick Google search, and it said, oh yeah, they're doing this, and if you go over here and just manually paste this certificate in there from their site, then it'll work. And it did. And I was like, that's really irritating. So that's anti-nifty.
Anti-nifty. It's the opposite of nifty. It's not nifty.
Well, and then hopefully I'm getting ready to have a future nifty is I'm going to get my Mac Mini with 4K monitors, and it's going to be awesome.
That sounds very nifty.
And that'll be a good platform for my little mini SPX bar to keep track of my trades without having to have my interactive brokers portal open.
There you go. And hopefully before then I'll have a Windows version as well, so it can run in the taskbar on your Windows machine too.
There you go.
Cool. The only other thing is, I know this week I think kicks off the week of feasts in the Italian North End in Boston.
Okay.
And this week is the feast of Saint Agrippina de Mineo. And it's like there's that feast, there's the fisherman's feast, there's like each each week. So it's like a sort of like a street festival live band. The way it's described is it's in the North End, Thursday through Sunday, 4 days of arancini, cannoli, live bands, and a Sunday tug of war.
That does sound fun, though. I would go for the food for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see. I didn't save up a lot of it. I haven't exercised today, but I don't know. I'll probably just go and like walk the streets and just see what things are like this evening, and then maybe go tomorrow after I actually run a little bit. So
Then you feel
works.
good about it.
Exactly, or less bad.
Well, just cover everything in olive oil. That way, it'll just go. It'll keep on moving.
Perfect. I'm sure that's how things work.
That's exactly how things work.
All right. Should we wrap this up?
Yes, sir. Take us out.
All right, listeners, as always, we want your feedback. If you'd like to discuss or you'd like us to discuss a particular topic, you can drop us a line at www.blurringthelinespodcast.com. You can find links to all of us there. You can find Adam at rrlavenderfarm.com. You can find me at pn72.com. That's the easiest. It's going to, all the others, everything else is going to link from there, but I will plug scratchitchsoftware.com, which isn't yet live, but it will be real soon. And that's that. I think that's good enough. Let's kill it early. 15 minutes to spare on this one, man. Take it out. Hit the big red button. Yada, yada, yada.